Hi guys! Okay, so I've already done one video on pretty much the only thing you need to do to manifest, which is affirming what you want as if you've already got it. I hope I said as if you've already got it. I think that was obvious. Affirming what you want as if you've already got it, and then keeping a strict mental diet the rest of the time so you're not thinking against your affirmations. But there are other things you can do. And now I have found something from 2013. I've been doing it since way before that. But I don't know where all my other ones are, but I found my scripting book from 2013, although this was when I was into The Secret. So this is more law of attraction, which does work. Pretty much everything I scripted here has either come exactly true or has worked out better for a better kind of outcome for me. But it was very much, you'll see the difference between this scripting and this scripting that I do now. I mean, look, the books are much nicer. But it's not just that, it's how I'm writing my scripting. So scripting is literally writing out the things you want as if you've already got them. It's kind of similar to affirmations. Sometimes my clients are like, why am I saying affirmations and then writing affirmations and then also scripting and then saying my script? It's because people do different technique, like people like different techniques, or your subconscious will take to one more than the other. So some people like writing. I like writing as a thing. And when you write stuff out, it is proven that your brain does take it in more. So it can be very effective to write out your affirmations, for example. Some people stick them on the mirror. It can be very, very useful to script. Shit, I forgot to say some really important things in my last video. This is why I need to have notes. Okay, this video is going to cover some stuff I forgot to say in my last video. In my last video, I should have said, when you're doing your affirmations, not only is it important that your affirmations are said in your own language, but also I suggest to clients these days, and this is something I do all the time, is I make myself affirmation tapes on my voice memo of my phone. I put some healing hertz in the background because I like healing hertz, or I put subliminals on in the background because subliminals get into your subconscious mind. They're just affirmations that sound like healing hertz or water crashing, and I also listen to those subliminals all night long to really impress the subconscious. Whatever, you don't need to do that, but I suggest it to clients. But I will make myself it's almost like scripting as well, so it's okay that it's in this video. This video is scripting and affirmations. So basically I will like write my script and then I will say it aloud to myself and record it, and I'll throw in some affirmations too, and then I will listen to that whenever I feel triggered or something, or whenever the 3D reality is upsetting me, or just first thing in the morning or last thing at night, because that's when your subconscious mind is the most malleable and easily able to take these things in, or whenever you're in some kind of like flow state, so exercising or you're just doing something on autopilot, you can really absorb your affirmations well. So you should be first thing in the morning and last thing at night visualizing or affirming or doing something like subliminals, so that you're getting this shit into your brain, because that's when it goes in. So to my clients I always say, listen to the meditations I make them first thing in the morning, listen to subliminals at night. But anyway, your subconscious mind also likes the sound of your own voice, of course. So I say to clients now that as well as doing everything I suggest, they should make themselves these short little voice memos of everything they want as if it's happened. And so if you were scripting, you could do what you've written in your script and just say it to yourself on your phone and listen to it. So it's part of this video too. Okay, so scripting is basically like affirmations. You're saying everything you want as if it's already happened. Some people have a problem with the whole saying it as if it's happened thing. You can say it in the future tense and it will still manifest. Don't get caught up on like some coaches' limiting beliefs that you have to use as if it's happening now. Either use as if it's done or as if it's going to happen, but just don't use like current tense, or like, do you see what I mean, like past tense, unless you're doing revision. So you either want it to be, I'm so grateful that I'm a millionaire, or I'm so grateful that I'm going to be a millionaire. But I would do I'm so grateful I'm a millionaire, because it's, I don't know, I just think it's better. What's interesting in my old scripting from 2013, so another thing I tell clients to do is have a gratitude list. So every day I used to write down everything I was grateful for, Okay, and then on the other page I would do everything I would like. And so this is how it's a little bit different, because law of attraction is more like, please universe, can I have these things? Whereas law of assumption is more like, this is what's happening. And I'm writing now as if it's already done. I'm writing here as if I would like it to happen. But this still manifested. So it's not true that if you're writing it as if you want it to happen, or as if it's in the future, that it won't manifest. But some of these things did take a while to manifest, and I think when I write as if it's already happened, it manifests faster. So here I wrote, to make beautiful work that is aesthetically pleasing, intellectually astute, and fun and clever, and gets recognition in writing and from curators and my peer group. Now, I was just starting my MA at art school at the time of writing this, and not everyone who did their MA in art is an artist still, but I can say for sure I'm making beautiful work. This was 2013, it's 2022. I don't know how long ago that was, but I'm still making beautiful, relevant work that is aesthetically pleasing and it's intellectually clever. And I have just been flown to Warsaw to give a talk about my work with like a really important art critic. I just had a big article come out about me in an Australian art magazine with like some of my art heroes in the article, and I have group shows coming up, and I've got a show at Cambridge University. Like, I can say that I have ticked off that part of this, right? Like, yes. To be involved in great shows and exhibitions, yes. Okay, this was a show I was curating at the time, which was actually very ambitious for me to have been doing in my first year at my MA. I was working with some other curators, and it was all something I completely organised myself. I said Rushgrove House, which was the exhibition, to be a success, and people to take care of it so I can make work and relax. That happened. For us to get funding, press recognition from the project, that happened. We managed to get loads of funding for the project, and it went really, really well. What else did I say? To attract great people to my life that see my potential as an artist and person and bring out the best in me. That, I believe 100%. I have the most amazing group of friends who are artists and who support me. And at the time I was having a horrible time at art school. A male tutor drew dicks all over my work, and these male artists who were complete bullies, like, were bullying all these girls, and I was, of course, because I'm always like the channel, I was almost like the conduit, saying everything that was not right about it, and then everyone was like turning their back on me. But that was obviously my limiting belief about like the fact that people don't support me. But I really changed that all around. Like, you know, the tutor actually got fired, as he should have done, because he was sleeping with students. People apologized to me afterwards, and like, I'm respected as an artist. This was before it was cool to be like Me Too or something, do you know what I mean? So that was not a given at that time, but now it is a given. Like, I have really nice supportive friends, and like in the art world. Okay, here, this person may be watching this video. To see more of Orlando and him to be happy and know I have love for him. Now, Orlando was someone I was madly in love with for years, who I met when I was like 18. I met him when I was doing a tarot reading, actually, in a leopard print leotard, and we had loads of weird coincidences. His mother had taught at the school that I went to, but not at the time I was there. He's a soul connection, but they can be friends. But I was always in love with him and knew we were meant to do something together. Years after this, 2018 or 19, we collaborated on a film together, because he's a filmmaker. I know he used to watch my YouTube videos because he'd tell me off about my thumbnails and how I needed to have writing on them, which now I'm doing, because I thought maybe I'll try and manifest my YouTube to be successful so you guys can see that, although it's not something I really want, like, we could try it. But anyway, so I definitely see more of him now than I did then, because at this point we weren't in contact, and like, he had big issues with me, and now he's like someone that I can see whenever I want, and he's a good friend, and he's helped me loads, and like, that's funny. Okay, this is interesting. Alistair to be kind to me, and for people not to be nasty to me in the art world. I was going out with a more successful artist, and he was actually kind of abusive. His gallerist was also kind of abusive. And when we broke up, I was really scared that I wasn't an artist yet, but I wanted to be an artist. And I was really scared that he was going to ruin my chance of being an artist, because he was like really hip and cool. Well, didn't happen, but what happened is he has disappeared from the art world. I think he got married and had a kid somewhere, I don't know, but he's not a successful artist anymore. I mean, what is a successful artist? I never see that he's having shows. He's not around to be there, because I used to go to things and it would be like awkward for me to see him. So that didn't happen, but something better happened, which is that he just moved out of my orbit. That can happen when you're manifesting as well. It's like things just shift out of your life that aren't good for you. But the desired result was that I didn't feel weird and uncomfortable in the art world. Do you see what I mean? My parents to be happy and healthy and financially secure, yes. Oh, this one, guys. This fucking one. Now, I might need to go back in time and revise what I wished for here. To meet my soulmate that challenges me and helps me succeed as an artist and reach my potential. Fuck! When I saw this, I could have strangled my past self. I didn't know what a twin flame was when I wrote this, but what I wrote there is basically a twin flame. Someone who makes you reach your potential and challenges you and helps me succeed as an artist. All my most successful art projects, fuck, 1111. All my most successful art projects, it's always 1111 when I talk about this guy. All my most success, and by the way, he says 1111 every day on his radio, like just for an added extra annoying twin flame thing. But anyway, every time I talk about him, it's 1111. But what I wrote here was the definition of a twin flame, because every successful art project I've had has been about him or our connection. Not everyone, let's not give him that like kudos, but a lot of my most successful things I've poured my soul into, and it's about our connection and the book I'm gonna write. And like, he's been so good for my creativity, because I'm like, what can I do with the pain of this? I'm gonna make work. Why didn't I write here that I wanted to be in a relationship with this person? Be careful what you wish for, people. That is hilarious to me. But don't worry, I'm fixing it these days with what I'm writing. Okay, what else? Someone to be okay, they were okay. Okay, great. That gives you a picture. Everything I wrote that day manifested. In one way or another, years later, there's nothing I wrote there that didn't manifest. And you can see my desires were, you know, and also I didn't know some of them. I didn't know I wanted to be a psychic at that point or anything like that, or like work in it. But everything I wrote there materialized. And it was unlikely at the time. Not like hardly anyone I went to art school with is still, do you know what I mean? It's not like, oh, well, of course all of that stuff happened. Because there are other things in that book that are very specific as well that, you know, really happened. So these days, what I write is, this is my new story, and everything I write here will manifest. I don't know if you can see that. So I start it off like that as well. It's already a bit more less like, please can it be that this? Do I still write things I'm grateful for every day? I don't know if I do, because I don't want to affirm. I mean, I notice what I'm grateful for in the day, but I almost don't want to affirm for like being grateful. Say you lived in a flat and you were writing, I'm so grateful to be in my flat. It would be much better to write, I'm so grateful to be in this beautiful big house. So there it was much more like, I'm wanting this stuff. And here I'm writing it much more like it's done. So for example, and this is something that I have manifested, but when I wrote it here, this is more recent, this is like maybe last year and this year, I want to manifest, I'm so grateful that I manifest at least £100 a day easily with my readings and attract the right clients. That is something that I pretty much like do, like more than not, I will do at least £100 a day with readings. And obviously I'm going to keep increasing that. I don't want to get burnt out, which is why sometimes the readings go up in price, so that I have to do less so I don't get burnt out, or the time goes up, the timings have gone up. But that's something that when I wrote that, that was not the case. So that has manifested. And then I'll write like, I'm so abundant, I can so easily pay all my bills. I have a beautiful home that's done up and filled with joy and love. I want my house to be done up, and actually since I started writing this, it will be. So you see what things like that, because it's like a beautiful old house, but it's a bit crumbling. What else did I do? What else? because a lot of this is also like my dreams that I'm writing. I do it all in one book. I'm so grateful and thankful now that, oh, my tarot deck is used and sold all over the world. I'm so grateful that my novel is a bestseller. See, this is stuff that hasn't, this is new stuff I'm writing, but I know for a fact that when I do that novel, it's going to be really successful. Because the universe wants me to write it, and I wouldn't want to do it if it wasn't something like that, but I'm already writing that it's successful, and I've only written 2 pages. I'm already writing that my tarot deck is sold and used all over the world, but I've only made like 20 cards yet. Do you see what I mean? So you're writing your life as if it's already happened, and you're saying, I'm so grateful that all of this stuff's already happened. And then afterwards, if you wanted to, you would take your recording device and read it out to yourself, and maybe stick in some affirmations as well, and just listen to that. And that, my friends, is scripting. And I'm telling you, you forget the stuff you write, and you'll come back to it years later and be like, holy fuck. That's scripting. Scripting is very helpful, and you can also use scripting to do revision, so change stuff from the past. So say that you weren't always chosen, you can write, I'm so grateful that I was always chosen, or you can go back to a memory you have from the past and write it as you wish it had been, and that will shift your energy, and you can read that to yourself every day. So if you've had a traumatic experience, obviously get a therapist. Like, I'm not a therapist, but I'm just telling you from manifestation point of view, you can write it out as if you wish it had gone. Like, say you had a job interview and you didn't get the job, you can script that you had got the job. Like, go back to the past and script as if you'd got the job. And some people say you can change the past. I haven't seen that myself, because I don't try and do revision very often, but I do think that it gets rid of the association you have of negativity with that event, which will stop you manifesting other stuff that you want now, for sure. I can see that. And also, I've definitely done instant revision with, like, I am always chosen, and I don't feel the story of not being chosen anymore, and that's kind of instant revision. Or say you're with someone and they say something mean to you, and you kind of just ignore what they say and say to yourself, they just told me that, like, I'm the best person in the world. It kind of just stops these things being so much of a trigger for you, if you want to see it from a not spiritual point of view. But Florence Scovel Shinn said that your word is your wand, and, like, you know, I said this in the affirmation thing, it's a similar message of, like, these references in the Bible and things towards people speaking stuff into being. It's the same with scripting. It's just some people prefer writing it out, some people prefer hearing it, some people prefer saying it. It's whatever works for you, but scripting is it can be very successful. And the other thing you can do is maybe, like, write out imagining telling your friend that everything that you wanted has happened, or you can imagine telling your friend everything that you wanted to happen has happened. That's kind of called the telephone technique, and maybe I'll do another video on that. There's so many things, guys, but hopefully I'm giving you guys some insight into the fact that yes, you can manifest, and different ways to do it. And please, you know, you can come to me for a personalized manifestation package where I'll get you to do all of these exercises. And because you paid for it, and I kind of tell you when to do things, and there's spell work on certain days, you're maybe going to be more likely to keep up with it. But you can manifest all on your own. But you know where to find me if you need me. Repeat after me. Watching this video has helped you manifest anything you want. Watching this video has helped you manifest anything you want. Much love and light to you.